Hey everyone, I'm Victor Dwyer, and this is the Mind Workshop podcast. Today we have Rick on. We're going to go through some off Amazon traffic stuff, and then we're going to really dive in what it takes to really figure out the culture of a company and really just go through some like mind things, like what it takes to be happy on a daily basis. Rick, thank you so much for coming on. Please tell them how you got into the e-commerce and give us an intro about how you got into all of this.
Hey Victor, thanks for having me on. For some of like the listeners that try to get on, try to like listen to this interview, apologize. I kind of got both of us got our schedule mixed up. But yeah, just a little bit myself. My name is Rick Wong, and I'm the founder of Seller Metrics and also the marketing and partnership manager of Landing Cube. So the backstory of me being on in finance is, being in e-commerce is that I come from the finance industry way back in 2016. And I think around that time, I was like in the middle of my career. I kind of worked like almost a decade, and I just kind of feel like I want like a new challenge. I kind of took a sabbatical, kind of did the travel around like the typical Southeast Asia, Europe type of trip. And in Asia, I met like an Amazon seller in Thailand. So he was actually running his business while traveling. I thought that like really, really neat. And this
Yeah.
was around the time when Victor, I'm kind of 50-50 in terms of when, if you actually read this book, 4 Hour Work Week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I read that book. That book was blowing up at that point, and that kind of opened up my mindset, right? I mean, nowadays, if you're actually an entrepreneur, that's not really quite true, right? Just never really know 4 hour work days, right?
Yeah.
4 hours work week, right? So, but that book kind of opened my mind and kind of got me into like the whole online business and the possibilities. So having seen this guy actually run an online business up close kind of gave me like the push saying, okay, this is not a scam. This is real, right? I should like
Mhm.
just push myself and try it. So that's what happened. I just followed his advice and just kind of launched a product on Amazon, sourcing from China. Um, I think back in the days, the rule of thumb is that it has to be like relatively small,
Mhm.
something that you could easily source, just put your label in, and then just launch it. So that's what I did. Pretty successful. Like I launched 3 products. 2 of the product did well. One got
Yeah.
taken down by Amazon. Story of basically every Amazon seller have that story.
Yeah.
And and then I grew that business up until like 25 SKUs, around like 200K a month in sales. Have like a handful of employees. Sold that business in 2020. Started Seller Metrics, which is an Amazon PPC agency, and also recently I became a marketing manager for Landing Cube. So Landing Cube I actually know quite well. I actually used it in the past.
Mhm.
Landing Cube is a landing page building software.
Yeah.
Basically helps Amazon seller drive off Amazon traffic into their Amazon listing. So I
Mhm.
kind of know the owner, and I thought, and beforehand, I also want to say that I actually work for an aggregator as well. So I think we're going to discuss that a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
so and I know an owner, so that's how I got into like Landing Cube. I believe in the product, I use the product, and I feel like nowadays in 2023, with a lot of these like gray hack tactics of ranking, right? They're all officially now black hat, like the super URL search find
Yeah.
by. They've now like officially list that as blacklist. So I think the way going forward, what separates the really uber successful Amazon sellers from the rest is basically off Amazon traffic. And I feel
Yeah.
like Landing Cube and similar software, we do have competitors, are basically on the forefront of that and can really bring value to like the Amazon sellers.
So I want to communicate the value of Landing Cube. So do you have any case studies or can you give some type of context, the difference between sending directly to Amazon. So you have let's say Facebook ad,
Yeah.
and then you send them directly to Amazon versus Facebook ad landing cube to Amazon. Like, what is the increase in conversion rate, or like,
Yeah.
do you have any data on that?
Yeah, for sure. So so again, I haven't actually done that exact comparison experiment, but we found that if you actually use a landing page, the chances are that you can the open rate in terms of people like clipping your coupon increases 50% than not. So that is the one thing that we could track. We could track the the percentage of people redeeming your coupon, right? So people using your landing page could redeem your coupon in most cases 50%, a lot more, like the conversion rate of people using the coupon code. So
Yeah,
that is a positive for using a software like Landing Queue, because on the landing page you could actually do additional marketing, right? That you can't on Amazon. For example,
true.
let's just say you have like a additional social message that you want to get across on your product. Like one product that I did really well that did really well on Landing Cube was that they ever able to message that every dollar of sales that they make, they would donate to like a good cause, right? And they
That's
were
cool.
able to use that as their marketing message in their social media campaign, and then have that traffic driven to their Amazon page. But
Hmm.
if you just have an Amazon page, it's really difficult for you to kind of get that message out, right? So that
Yeah.
is like one of the use cases of landing pages. And
Mhm.
also, with with the landing page, obviously, we have a whole funnel that you could connect to, like one of those email software where you could like it acts as like a email squeeze page that you could collect the email. I mean,
Mhm.
email marketing, if you know how to use it correctly, is gold, right?
Yeah.
So, especially if you're actually selling within a niche and you also have another product to sell within that niche, basically you can collect that email and continue to remarket it and basically build your audience and build your brand, right? Having multiple points of contact is really the way to build a brand, right? Just making that one sell on Amazon is not going to help you build a brand. It's that
Yeah.
multiple touch point that you have with your customer, that's how you actually build a brand. And Landing Cube is able to like really help the Amazon sellers with that.
Yeah. And it's really hard to communicate to an Amazon seller. I always talk about the difference between a seller and a brand. It's
Yeah.
like for a brand, it's very easy saying, "Hey, like we need to get
Yeah.
emails. It's very
Yeah.
important." That's to a brand that makes sense. Like, duh, of course we do. But
Yeah.
to a seller, it's like, "What? I don't need this. I don't need
Yeah.
email marketing. Amazon doesn't give me emails." Like, so it's very funny to have those conversations. But you are 100% right. It is very important to capture those emails. And that way, when you have a new product launch or whatever it may be, you have a VIP list or whatever, like it's going to be really important to get those emails. Super
Yeah.
valuable. And really capture that on the landing page. And I always talk about the difference between a convenience based product and a search intent based product. And I think for a convenience based product, landing pages are super amazing because you can just say, hey, why do I need this product? What
Yeah.
features does it have on it? What makes it different from everyone else? And you can communicate that on your landing page. Like for example, for this water bottle, let's say this water bottle has a crazy anti-spill technology somehow,
Yes.
and I can open the cap and it doesn't spill somehow. And what's cool about this is that I need a landing page to communicate what makes this different, how to use the water bottle and things like that before I send them over to Amazon. So that's where you can really inform the customer for your convenience based product on how to use the product. So that's just kind of one of the ways you can
Yeah,
use it.
exactly. Yeah. So I think a lot of like new e-commerce sellers coming in, okay, this is like especially Amazon sellers, right? Okay, this is the product. It's great, right? I mean,
Hmm.
it's although there's a million bread slicer out there, this particular bread slicer is better because of X, X, X,
Yeah.
X. But it's really hard to communicate that in like basically tons of search result on Amazon, right? So how you do it? Basically, you try to get these your traffic to kind of know of what is the differentiation differentiate. differentiation factor of your bread slicer compared to a rest on
Yeah.
Amazon before you send them on Amazon. So that's one way to really market like a product that is unique, even though that the product for that particular market might be a little saturated on Amazon, right? But it's not saturated because your product hits on particular, pain points, right? And you want to basically communicate that using a landing page.
Yeah. 100%. And I love to hear from you some best Facebook ad best practices to Amazon. Like, because obviously when I was sending in my external traffic company, I was like making sure to use the Amazon logo, like available on Amazon, buy now
Yeah.
on Amazon, things like that. What are some best practices by sending Facebook ads to Amazon?
I think the fundamental 101 is to use pixels. So make sure that
Yeah.
you're using the tracking pixels on your landing page. So landing page does that, allow you to like add whatever tracking pixels, scripts, conversion pixels, what have you. So
Yeah.
that's number one. I think number two, obviously your marketing assets needs to be top tier, as in like the photos that you're using, the
Mhm.
message that you're trying to send, and obviously Facebook has some guidelines in terms of how you need to structure your, say, your marketing collateral, as in like for them, not too many words, um, making sure that it looks good on mobile, as in
Yeah.
on desktop. Um, and I think like targeting the right audiences, right? And
Yeah.
that also goes back to product research, right? When you actually want to sell, try like research a product, you're not only going looking at the data, you're also thinking like on a more meta level in terms
Mhm.
of how can I actually segment this audience? Is this marketed, is this audience something that I could target easily in like say digital marketing? It's easy to find these tribes, right? I think one easy way to like make sure that you could actually find a proper tribe, right, is actually like looking at Reddit, right? Is there actually specific Reddit thread on it? If there's specific Reddit thread on it, then the chances are there's like a specific segment of audience that you can target, and you could actually find that on on Facebook. Like basically, you could like look at like the like audiences. You could narrow down a specific audience that you want to search for, and that was how you kind of drive the relevant traffic on Facebook. But
Yeah.
the with Facebook nowadays, that it's getting harder and harder to like pinpoint the right to basically narrow focus on the targeting because of the changes on iOS.
Mhm.
So Facebook is good, but it will take time for Facebook to really optimize getting the right traffic to your landing page because it's not a keyword based targeting, it's an audience based targeting. So you might
Yeah.
have to spend an X amount of marketing spend before you get that, before Facebook is able to like help you narrow down the right traffic for you to actually start converting on that campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I do love how they say like, "Oh, Facebook is dead." But Facebook still has the best targeting system versus any other social media platform ever.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah.
go on TikTok, they have garbage targeting just in general. But Facebook, if you have a conversation like us and we talk about like um energy drinks, for example, I'm going to get an ad for an energy drink in the next 10 minutes. Like they still have the best targeting system in the world. That's not any surprise. So I don't think Facebook ads are dead. I think there's a lot less people spending money because like the D2C side, that iOS 14 stuff has
Yeah.
really messed up them. But when it comes to Amazon, you're only tracking the pixels of your conversion what goes to the landing page anyway, which is super low. Like they're only clicking on the page and landing, like
Yeah.
basically clicking on the button. And that's basically your optimization point. So
One
yeah, go
one
ahead.
pro tip that I want to mention with Facebook targeting, and so it's really, so I think the most difficult part is actually finding the right audience, right? And one pro tip is I actually use this software called Lead Enforce. So what it
Would
does
you say
that it
leader
helps to
force?
lead enforce.
Okay, lead and
Uh,
force.
lead enforce. Can
Yeah.
I?
Okay.
How do I put it in the chat here?
You can go to there's either a chat in the bottom left or in the top right. There's a chat button.
Right.
There's top right or bottom left.
Lead enforce. And so I think one of the issue with Facebook ads is finding the relevant traffic to target, right? And what lead enforce does is it allows you to target specific Facebook groups.
That's
So
cool.
you actually sign up to lead enforce. You can actually they kind of help you create like custom audiences that target specific Facebook group that you so choose.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And does that work better?
Yeah, it does work better because you're really narrowing down the targeting. For example, I mean, Amazon sellers, right? Um, it might so the Facebook algorithm might have to start off with like a large base, as in everybody likes Shopify, everybody likes Amazon. Narrow it, and until it gets to like Amazon sellers that is looking for a certain type of service. So it continues narrow, but you just start off with like the middle of funnel already, right? Then then you have to spend less on discovery. So that's like the beauty of using tools such as Lead Enforce.
Cool. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And when it comes down to the amount of what promotions you're sending them off the landing page, what what is the best promo to use? I've A/B tested a little bit. That was like 2 years ago though.
Yeah,
Like when it comes, how there's a social media link in
yeah,
Amazon.
right.
There's the like actual like code one, and then I think those are the only basically two, the code and then that one. What is the best way to send that promo to Amazon?
So I think the best way to send a promo is definitely using just a regular email squeeze funnel, using like a single use code. From what we can tell is the best converting, like in terms of people clicking on the landing page. So
Mhm.
that would be like using a single use code. And in our experience, anything higher than 30 would be something that is attractive to the audience. Anything like lower than 30, the click rate just drops, right? So around like 30% or higher, that is like the sweet spot that you want to go. So basically,
Mhm.
the regular landing page, like okay, this is a 30% discount. Click here if you want the coupon. And then when the customer clicks on that button, a module will show up for them to enter an email. So that is like when we talk about, you want to collect the email to remarketing to them over and over. And then from there, after they give you the email, they'll get like a special one-time use code for them to purchase on Amazon.
Wow. Okay. That's really interesting. Above 30%. Like, what would you say to someone that like either doesn't want to pay that 30% or like what is it? I guess let me structure it like this. When it comes to your email, like when you always ask for their email address, or because there's going to be obviously a huge drop off if you do ask for the email address. Do you find that worth it? Do you ask for it every time? Do you not? What are your thoughts on
It
that?
depends what campaigns I'm doing, right? I think the regular campaign, like brand building campaign, I definitely want to be able to collect the email, right? Since you're spending all this on marketing spend, and if your offer is enticing enough, right, getting that discount for their email, I think it's like an okay trade off, right? Most people would do that. If they're not willing to give you the email for like that 30% off offer, it means that your offer just isn't that good, right? Or the traffic that you're getting into a landing page isn't that good. So that's like the
Yeah.
preference that I have, right? Because I do want to build a brand, I do want to build that long-term relationship. But for some campaigns, if I just want to just purely rank and just get people from the traffic directly to my Amazon listing, Yeah, I'll do it if I want to like basically just a pure ranking and sales campaign. Then that is like the case that I would do it.
Cool. That's really helpful. So, kind of what we laid out is they go from a Facebook ad, and from that Facebook ad, you use lead and force to basically target that specific
Yeah, yeah,
audience and get them from there. And then from there, once you target that audience, they'll go to Landing Cube once they see the ad.
yeah,
And then for when they're on Landing Cube, you capture their email, you pixel them with that, and then they
yeah.
copy that 30% promo code. They go to Amazon and purchase.
Yeah, correct. So if you want, I could actually show like example of the landing page.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay, we see it.
Can you see the landing page? Hold on.
Yep,
How come I'm
yep.
seeing? Are you seeing a landing page or are you seeing landing cube?
We're seeing Landing Cube right now.
Okay, I think I need to reshare it. Hold on, give me a sec.
All good.
Okay, Victor,
External
hold on.
traffic is always really fascinating.
Yeah, it is. It's not an easy thing to do. So that's why the successful Amazon seller that does it, have like a really strong competitive advantage because it is not an easy thing to.
Yeah. Well, here we are. And I want to talk about some best practices how I structured kind of my Facebook ads. I structured it basically like putting Amazon on every single Facebook ad and then saying the percentage off. That's really important in the ad graphic
Yes.
and things like that. This is kind of how I structured it.
Yeah,
Hey, Rick.
that works as well. Hey, yes. Am I back on?
Yep, you're back on. We
Yeah.
see it.
Okay, so this is a example of a landing page from Landing Cube. So normally you would drive whatever external traffic. So I think nowadays TikTok is very popular as well. But I just want to add a point. Actually, we talked about Facebook, but actually the most popular traffic within the landing page uses actually Google Ads. So
Really?
specifically like the Google search, the keyword search traffic. So around like 50% of the users. So we kind of did like a poll on like what is their main source of off Amazon traffic. AdWords is number one, 50%. So
Wow.
it's a mix of like 50% Google, 20%, 20%, 25% Facebook, around 20% TikTok, and also the rest, Reddit, etc., is around like 5%. So Google is actually the most popular in terms of off Amazon traffic. It seems to be something that works for a lot of our users. But again, like a lot of the different traffic that you use is really based on your particular product, what niche you're selling at. Some niche does really well in Facebook. Some niche does really well on Google, for example. So it really depends on that, and it's really up to like the Amazon seller to kind of like test it out.
That's
So
really
this is
cool.
like the email capture I talk about. So claim coupon. So you're gonna get the customer to enter their email. And their coupon code, and also the link to the destination URL, which is your Amazon product, we sent to their email, and from there they're just gonna redeem it, and also like redeem it and go to your product listing page.
That's cool.
Yeah, and all these are customizable, so you can see like some of like the elements here, the bullets. You could we also automatically scrape your top 5 reviews, and you could also add your video or any additional message, like maybe like you have like a very popular video from YouTube, right? You could pop it in right here. You could actually do like a seller interview or anything that would kind of help your brand and help the customer be more aware of the features of your product.
That's really cool. Is there anything else on the page that's important? Like when it comes down to like what's the best page that works? Is this would you say like this is one of the top pages that works, or like what are some
Yeah.
optimizations like an exclusive offer for you, like available on Amazon? Are all those things like super relevant for an
Yeah, I think
optimization
there's a few
standpoint?
badges. Yeah, the badges are relevant. Having also the fact that you're saying that this is actually sold on Amazon, backed up by Amazon FBA. Also, some getting like a sense of urgency in terms of when this deal ends, which we have in terms of the deal counter, that actually helps the conversion as well. Knowing that this is a good deal, right? That is like something that the audience would want. So we've tested a lot of different variation of the landing page, and we have like 4 templates that we we feel that does really well in terms of conversion, and those are the choice that you get to select when you build the landing page. So we specifically make it very defined in terms of how you build a landing page, because we kind of know what converts right on a landing page, and we
Yeah,
feel that if you make too many customized design, then I feel like landing page at that point will not convert as well, right? We kind of want to make the process of creating a landing page on Amazon as streamlined as possible.
yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That's really cool. And and when it comes down to it, is there any other best practices you have that would help someone
Yeah.
either more another tool that you recommend or anything else like that that would help someone. Here we are again. But yeah, I went the way. Oh, there's Rick.
There we go. Sorry, like I have
You're all
some
good.
stream with just froze and I have to reload.
You're good.
Yeah.
And is there any other strategies that you would recommend for someone that is in external traffic that you would recommend that they do every single time?
Yes. So when you try to like, for example, if you are running Google Ads into your landing page and also into Amazon, you want to try your best to attribute to traffic by specific keywords that you're targeting. For example, how you want to structure your Google AdWords to Amazon is that you could use the same keywords that are doing well for you on Amazon in terms of the keywords to use to target um, on on Google AdWords. So what you want to structure is that on every single ad group, you want to make sure that you every ad group is per keyword. So on the ad group level, you could attribute like how that particular keyword on AdWord performs in terms of getting the ROI for you on Amazon. So I think it's a little complicated in how you structure it, but I would say try your best to be as granular as possible in terms of your attribution when you actually drive these traffic from Facebook, Google, and into Landing Cube and also Amazon. Use Amazon attribution. I think that's very important. I think
Yeah.
Amazon attribution is great. With Landing Cube, you could actually get a lot more granular in terms of the data that you collect. Also, the 10% brand referral is also great as well. I mean, if you
Yeah.
actually set your Amazon attribution up and actually make a sale through that, you'll actually get like 10% of the sales price back. So that's another reason why you want to set up your Amazon attribution.
That's really cool. That is. And I think like what stopped me with Google Ads was the ability to not be able to track which keyword did the best. You have to like create a landing
Yeah,
page for every keyword. So I think in the
yeah,
future it'd be awesome to like have like a UTM type of structure
yeah.
where it would be sent over if that keyword converted through the landing page. I think that would be a huge game changer for landing
Yeah,
cubes in
that
my
would.
opinion.
Yeah, I think right now, if you want to do that, so I think that is why I say if you want to do off Amazon traffic with Amazon Google AdWords, is that don't use too many keywords. You probably want to like limit to like 10, and yeah, I think right now the only way to get around the fact that you want to track and perform every keyword is that you would actually need to create 10 different landing pages to track which keyword does best at the moment. So yeah, I think if Amazon could create type of kind of UTM additional to their Amazon attribution tag, it would be like a huge win for sure. I'm pretty sure like somebody actually like gives some suggestions in terms of that. We'll see how it goes in the next couple of months.
Yeah, cool. And is there anything else that you want to make sure to communicate today that you either say, "Hey, I see a lot of people doing this and I should be doing that right now." Like, are you just seeing like anything that really should be fixed or anything top of mind lately?
Um, I think a lot of Amazon sellers are still in like the mode of using giveaways and try to hack their way, to the top of the algorithm. It still kind of works, but the effectiveness of that is getting less and less. Um, we could tell
Yeah,
some users are still using super URLs, right? But we
yeah,
can tell that the ranking, the relative improvement in the ranking is getting like more and more diluted. And
yeah.
again, if you actually read the Amazon leaves, right, with the 10% brand referral, Amazon is more or less kind of screaming at you to like give them off Amazon traffic. And to kind of touch on my experience with an aggregator, so when I came on, we started like using Google AdWords to send external traffic. And at
Mm-hmm.
that point, we're still using a lot of Amazon ads, right? And at that point, we're like ranking number one. So what we did is that we kind of changed our allocation of Amazon ads and also Google ads. So we kind of more or less trimmed down a lot of our Amazon ads while increasing our
Mm-hmm.
Google ads a little bit. And with that 10%, right, that's an extra boost to the ROI. So what we found that even though our competitors are winning the top of the search advertising on Amazon, right? We are still constantly ranked number one organically, right?
Mm,
And does Amazon say that, okay, using off Amazon traffic helps you rank? No.
mm-mm.
But based on the empirical evidence that I've experienced and the message from Amazon, right?
Yeah,
It's quite obvious, I think, that a huge part of algorithm now, the A10 algorithm, a huge part is on external traffic that are
yeah,
converting, right? And if you're in a competitive environment where you're driving, converting um, traffic that converts versus your competitors that don't, that is going to give you a huge edge if everything is equal, right? So
yeah,
I think Amazon sellers need to kind of get off of the mentality that to have long-term success, they need to constantly hack the way to the top using these tactics. Um,
yeah,
I think that is like maybe like 2020, 2006. Like it doesn't quite work as well anymore. So
yeah,
think more long term, I guess, less a short term focus, and I think that would uh, put you on top of like the rest of the competitors for sure.
yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. And yeah, super URLs, in my opinion, are too risky now with Amazon being able to track things. I think
Yeah,
search find buy is still doable. I don't think I think like search find buy is one of those things that I don't think Amazon will really be able to
yeah,
really ever catch because it's just so organic that it just kind of like if you're a random customer and you type in body armor and you
right,
buy it, it's going to naturally go up. And there's really not a lot of tracking you can do Like obviously they scrape the Facebook group
Yeah.
things, but like if it's just a normal Facebook ad through a private messenger or
Yeah.
something like that, there's not a
It's
lot of
too much
tracking they
work.
can do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too much work. For example, let's just say you do that on landing queue, for example, right? You put all
Uh-huh.
these like people on like from Facebook ads, social media, Google ads, and then and the instructions of like the landing queue, right? You tell them, okay, uh, go on Amazon.com, search for this keyword, right? Purchase it with this coupon. So you don't even need to like have like a single kind of have like a group coupon, right? To for
Mhm.
them to actually go through that process instead of like asking for email. I think they'll do that, right? So
Yeah.
that is your search find buy. If somebody caught you red-handed, for example, send that landing page to Amazon. That is a risk. But yeah,
Yeah.
like in terms of getting that customer going through that funnel, it's really hard for almost next to impossible for Amazon to actually um, catch you. But if it's a super URL, you're actually entering that super URL without any of the other timestamp that follows. Amazon could like easily catch you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're totally right about that. And yeah, unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. I assumed that we could go on this for 7 more hours. Rick, please tell them how to find you, how to find Landing Cube, and everything like that.
Yeah, so you could reach me at rick@landingcube.com. So check out Landing Cube. We are a one-click Amazon landing page builder. Help you attribute off Amazon traffic such as Google, TikTok, Facebook, etc. And it's a 21-day trial. So I mean, it's you get plenty of time to see this whether Landing Cube can help supercharge your Amazon business, your ranking, and also help you build your off Amazon audience.
Great. Awesome. Rick, thank you so much for joining. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We will catch you next time. This is the Mind Workshop Podcast.